Greetings, everyone. I'm Kim Turcott of KimTurcott.com, and I am here today with your Moon Magic energy forecast for the full moon in Taurus and the total lunar eclipse happening on Tuesday, November 8th. Are you ready for the big finish? The astrological events over the last several months have been a little bit crazy, right? It's almost like the pot has been stirring. The universe has been putting things in our path, pushing us, wanting us to look at those old wounds, giving us opportunities for healing. That isn't always easy, but it is for our own personal evolution and for the collective evolution. As each one of us takes that step towards healing and wholeness, right? We affect those around us. We affect our own life and everyone around us, and that ripples out. And so it's my firm belief that we are here. One of our main reasons for incarnation into this human form is to learn how to heal, is to learn how to look at that wounding that we've experienced on the earth plane, and to really see the challenges that come up for us as opportunities. And we have had a lot of that in the past, really in the past couple of years, but I would say in the last several months in particular, especially the planets astrologically, we've really had a lot of kind of wonky energy. And I know a lot of people have been feeling uncomfortable. And so the thing is, we have a choice, right? It can be super uncomfortable and we can resist that. And we can basically be kind of shoveling shit uphill, if you will, right? And not look at what we need to look at, and we can stay stuck where we are, or we can see what's being put in our path as an opportunity for growth and for healing, and for a way to get to that next space, right? The next space of joy, of healing, of peace, of abundance, of bliss. We can get there. That's what these opportunities, yes, a lot of times they show up as challenges, but they really are opportunities. It just depends how you interact with them or deal with them. And so there are a couple of themes for this full moon that are really coming into their final stages, okay? I've been talking about for the last several videos, both for the new moon and the full moons, that we are being forced to look at unhealthy situations in our lives, to look at the habits and the patterns that we have been living that aren't for our best and highest good. And we are being challenged to let them go, to move through to the other side. This full moon total lunar eclipse is the final push in that vein of healing, if you will. And there are probably going to be some things that show up if you've been resisting this opportunity, right? If you've been resisting this lesson in these last few months, there may be things that show up that are uncomfortable. And I don't say that to scare you, right? Again, I think I mentioned this a few videos back. When I was learning how to do oracle readings and really work with my intuition, one of the things that my teacher taught me was to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And so to know the energy, that's part of why I do these forecasts, is when you know the energy that's coming up and you know that there might be these opportunities or challenges that are presented, it doesn't have to feel daunting or scary if you're willing to step into it. Sure, you can resist it and it can feel really challenging and you can get lost in the drama of it. But I encourage you to try to see the opportunity. It's a time for trusting the universe. Trust that the universe has your back. The universe wants us to be whole, wants us to be healthy. And I say universe, you can insert whatever word feels good to you. I use universe because I feel that it's more inclusive. That the word, you can use God, you can use goddess, you can use divine, you can use spirit, whatever feels good to you. It's that energy that's bigger than all of us. That energy that exists and supports us, that invisible, support system that we have, it wants us to be whole. It wants us to heal. And so, yes, there are times where that unseen force can put things in our path that seem tragic or that seem like a huge challenge that can make us shake our heads. It can bring us to tears. It can bring us to our knees. But it's all for the opportunity for healing and growth and wholeness. Again, but the thing is, we have free will, right? So we can choose to see the lesson and take the lesson and meet the universe where it's meeting us. And we can take that step forward, or we can resist it. It's really a choice. And I know that there will be some of you watching that feel triggered by that. But the truth is that if we're willing to do the work, we can heal, we can become whole, and we can make it to the other side. That's the truth. And it's not always easy, but it is absolutely worth it. And one of the things that I think that I find both in myself and with people I work with is that we can get stuck in our comfort zones, right? We can be in a situation that we've been in for quite some time. And even though that situation is not maybe where we ultimately want to be, and it might even be unhealthy for us. But the thing is, we've been in it for so long that it feels comfortable to us, right? Maybe we can't, because we've been in it for so long, we can't see what's on the other side of it. We can't see an alternative. Or we might feel overwhelmed because we have no idea how to get out of that situation, right? But the truth is that comfort is an illusion. That comfort is, it's almost like a lie that we tell ourselves in order to stay where we are, because taking action and moving forward and doing something different has a lot of unknowns and it takes courage. But back to the previous point, the universe has our back. And when we take those steps forward, we are met with different challenges and different opportunities that open doors for us. It's all about choice. Will you choose during this full moon? Will you choose to stay in those situations, to stay in your comfort zone? Or will you be willing to push yourself beyond what you've known, to move through sometimes the deepest wounds that we've had? I feel like that's really the energy these last few months is, what is the core wounding that you've been carrying sometimes for the majority of your life? And how can you move through it? What are the things that the universe has put in your path recently to make you look at it? Like those in your face things that make you throw up your hands. Really look for those opportunities and have the courage to take them. Have the courage to move outside your comfort zone. And the other message that I was getting when I was sitting with all of this is that you don't have to make massive changes all at once. You know, what is that saying? A journey of 1,000 steps begins with the first step. It's all about just taking that first step, one step at a time, dealing with one feeling at a time, one day at a time. You know, you've got this. You can do it. And if you are willing to trust in yourself enough to take that one step forward and then the next step, if you're really willing to work with the energies of this full moon, of the lunar eclipse, to really take one final dive into those wounds, those things that you've been carrying, you have the opportunity to evolve, to create a completely different life than what you've known up until now. A life that is filled with joy, with peace, with abundance. Those are your birthright. Those energies are your birthright. And you have the choice to claim them. And the energies around us right now are fully supporting the evolution into that. But will you choose it? I really hope you do. And do not be afraid to ask for help. This isn't something that you have to do on your own. You know, find a friend that you can talk with, maybe a family member, maybe a therapist or a coach. Reach out. Have the courage to trust another person to help you. Have the courage to trust yourself. You've got this, I promise. And magic awaits you on the other side. Thank you, as always, for joining me. And it gets easier from here. You know, again, this is when the energies are culminating. This is kind of the last hurrah. It's the last eclipse for 2023, and it's the last total eclipse until 2025. So the energies are really, really high right now. It's intense. And that intensity can feel overwhelming, but it also can be set the stage for doing our most powerful work, experiencing our greatest growth. I hope that's what you'll choose. Many, many blessings on your path. As always, if you found some nugget of wisdom today and you feel inspired, please go ahead and hit the like button and or the subscribe button. It does help the channel and it gets this video out there, helping people who need to find it. Thank you again, and many blessings on your path.